Chapter 27. The 12 Captains for each month. Now the children of Israel, after their number, the heads of fathers' houses, and the captains of thousands, and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king, in any matter of the divisions which came in and went out, month by month, throughout all the months of the year, of every division were 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Jashubeam, the son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. He was of the children of Perez, the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Over the division of the second month was Dodai the Ahohite, and his division, and Mikloth the ruler, and in his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada the priest, chief, and in his division were 24,000. This is that Benaiah who was the mighty man of the 30, and over the 30, and of his division was Ammizabad, his son. The fourth captain for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him, and in his division were 24,000. The fifth captain for the fifth month was Shamhuth, the Israelite, and in his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikish, the Tekoite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helez the Pelonite, of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbecai the Hushathite, of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Abiezer the Anathothite, of the Benjamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai, the Netophathite, of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah, the Pirathonite, of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite, of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. The leaders of the 12 tribes. Furthermore, over the tribes of Israel, of the Reubenites was Eliezer, the son of Zichri, the ruler, of the Simeonites, Shephatiah, the son of Maacah, of Levi, Hashabiah, the son of Kemuel, of Aaron, Zadok, of Judah, Elihu, one of the brothers of David, of Issachar, Omri, the son of Michael, of Zebulun, Ishmaiah, the son of Obadiah, of Naphtali, Jeremoth, the son of Azriel, of the children of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Azaziah, of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel, the son of Pedaiah, of the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Iddo, the son of Zechariah, of Benjamin, Jaasiel, the son of Abner, of Dan, Azarel, the son of Jeroham. These were the captains of the tribes of Israel. But David didn't take the number of them from 20 years old and under, because Yahweh had said he would increase Israel like the stars of the sky. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, began to number, but didn't finish, and there came wrath for this on Israel. Neither was the number put into the account in the Chronicles of King David. David's various officers. Over the king's treasures was Asmaveth, the son of Adiel. And over the treasures in the fields, in the cities, and in the villages, and in the towers, was Jonathan, the son of Uzziah. Over those who did the work of the field for tillage of the ground was Ezrai, the son of Caleb. And over the vineyards was Shimei, the Ramathite. And over the increase of the vineyards for the wine cellars was Zabdi, the Shiphmite. And over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the lowland was Baal-Hanan, the Gederite. And over the cellars of oil was Joash. And over the herds that fed in Sharon was Shithri, the Sharonite. And over the herds that were in the valleys was Shaphat, the son of Adlai. And over the camels was Obil, the Ishmaelite. And over the donkeys was Jediah, the Meronothite. And over the flocks was Jaziz, the Hagrite. All these were the rulers of the substance, which was King David's. The counselors. Also Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a man of understanding, and a scribe. And Jehiel, the son of Hagmoni, was with the king's sons. Ahithophel was the king's counselor, and Hushai the Archite was the king's friend. And after Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar, and the captain of the king's army was Joab. Chapter 28. David's address about the temple. David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, and the captains of the companies who served the king by division, and the captains of thousands, and the captains of hundreds, and the rulers over all the substance and possessions of the king and of his sons, with the officers and the mighty men, even all the mighty men of valor, to Jerusalem. Then David the king stood up on his feet and said, "Hear me, my brothers and my people. As for me, it was in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, and for the footstool of our God. And I had prepared for the building. But God said to me, 'You shall not build a house for my name, because you are a man of war and have shed blood. However, Yahweh, the God of Israel, chose me out of all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he has chosen Judah to be prince, and in the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he took pleasure in me to make me king over all Israel. Of all my sons, for Yahweh has given me many sons, he has chosen Solomon, my son, to sit on the throne of Yahweh's kingdom over Israel. He said to me, 'Solomon, your son, shall build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. I will establish his kingdom forever, if he continues to do my commandments and my ordinances, as at this day. Now, therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the assembly of Yahweh, and in the audience of our God, observe and seek out all the commandments of Yahweh your God, that you may possess this good land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children after you, forever.'" David's charge to Solomon. "You, Solomon, my son, know the God of your father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind. For Yahweh searches all hearts and understands all the imaginations of the thoughts. If you seek him, he will be found by you. But if you forsake him, he will cast you off forever. Take heed now, For Yahweh has chosen you to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it." Then David gave to Solomon his son the pattern of the porch of the temple, and of its houses, and of its treasuries, and of the upper rooms of it, and of the inner rooms of it, and of the place of the mercy seat, and the pattern of all that he had by the Spirit, for the courts of the house of Yahweh, and for all the surrounding rooms, for the treasuries of the house of God, and for the treasuries of the dedicated things, also for the divisions of the priests and the Levites, and for all the work of the service of the house of Yahweh, and for all the vessels of service in the house of Yahweh, of gold by weight for the vessels of gold, for all vessels of every kind of service, of silver for all the vessels of silver by weight, for all vessels of every kind of service, by weight also for the lampstands of gold, and for its lamps, of gold, by weight for every lampstand, and for its lamps, and for the lampstands of silver, silver by weight for every lampstand, and for its lamps, according to the use of every lampstand, and the gold by weight for the tables of showbread, for every table, and silver for the tables of silver, and the forks, and the basins, and the cups of pure gold, and for the golden bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the silver bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the altar of incense refined gold by weight, and gold for the pattern of the chariot, even the cherubim that spread out their wings and covered the ark of the covenant of Yahweh. All this, said David, I have been made to understand in writing from the hand of Yahweh, even all the works of this pattern. David said to Solomon his son, Be strong and courageous, and do it. Don't be afraid, nor be dismayed. For Yahweh God, even my God, is with you. He will not fail you, nor forsake you, until all the work for the service of the house of Yahweh is finished. Behold, there are the divisions of the priests and the Levites, for all the service of the house of God. There shall be with you in all kinds of work every willing man who has skill, for any kind of service. Also, the captains and all the people will be entirely at your command. Chapter 29. Offerings for the Temple. David the king said to all the assembly, Solomon, my son, whom alone God has chosen, is yet young and tender, and the work is great. For the palace is not for man, but for Yahweh God. Now I have prepared with all my might for the house of my God, the gold for the things of gold, and the silver for the things of silver, and the brass for the things of brass, the iron for the things of iron, and wood for the things of wood, onyx stones, and stones to be set, stones for inlaid work, and of various colors, and all kinds of precious stones, and marble stones in abundance. In addition, because I have set my affection on the house of my God, since I have a treasure of my own, of gold and silver, I give it to the house of my God, over and above all that I have prepared for the holy house, even 3,000 talents of gold, of the gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver, with which to overlay the walls of the houses, of gold for the things of gold, and of silver for the things of silver, and for all kinds of work to be made by the hands of artificers. Who then offers willingly to consecrate himself this day to Yahweh? Then the princes of the fathers' houses and the princes of the tribes of Israel, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, with the rulers over the king's work, offered willingly. And they gave for the service of the house of God of gold 5,000 talents, and 10,000 darics, and of silver 10,000 talents, and of brass 18,000 talents, and of iron 100,000 talents. They with whom precious stones were found gave them to the treasure of the house of Yahweh, under the hand of Jehiel the Gershonite. Then the people rejoiced, because they offered willingly, because with a perfect heart they offered willingly to Yahweh. And David the king also rejoiced with great joy. David's prayer of praise. Therefore David blessed Yahweh before all the assembly. And David said, You are blessed, Yahweh, the God of Israel, our Father, forever and ever. Yours, Yahweh, is the greatness, the power, the glory, the victory, and the majesty. For all that is in the heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, Yahweh, and you are exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come from you, and you rule over all. And in your hand is power and might, and it is in your hand to make great and to give strength to all. Now therefore, our God, we thank you and praise your glorious name. But who am I, and what is my people, that we should be able to offer so willingly as this? For all things come from you, and of your own have we given you. For we are strangers before you, and foreigners, as all our fathers were. Our days on the earth are as a shadow, and there is no remaining. Yahweh our God, all this store that we have prepared to build you a house for your holy name comes from your hand and is all your own. I know also, my God, that you try the heart and have pleasure in uprightness. As for me, in the uprightness of my heart, I have willingly offered all these things. Now have I seen with joy your people that are present here offer willingly to you. Yahweh, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Israel, our fathers, keep this forever in the imagination of the thoughts of the heart of your people, and prepare their heart for you. And give to Solomon my son a perfect heart, to keep your commandments, your testimonies, and your statutes, and to do all these things, and to build the palace for which I have made provision. David said to all the assembly, Now bless Yahweh your God. All the assembly blessed Yahweh, the God of their fathers, and bowed down their heads, and prostrated themselves before Yahweh and the king. Solomon anointed king. They sacrificed sacrifices to Yahweh, and offered burnt offerings to Yahweh. On the next day after that day, even 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, and 1,000 lambs, with their drink offerings, and sacrifices in abundance for all Israel, and ate and drank before Yahweh on that day with great gladness. They made Solomon, the son of David, king the second time, and anointed him to Yahweh to be prince, and Zadok to be priest. Then Solomon sat on the throne of Yahweh as king instead of David his father, and prospered, and all Israel obeyed him. All the princes, the mighty men, and also all of the sons of King David submitted themselves to Solomon the king. Yahweh magnified Solomon exceedingly in the sight of all Israel, and bestowed on him such royal majesty as had not been on any king before him in Israel. David's reign and death. Now David, the son of Jesse, reigned over all Israel. The time that he reigned over Israel was 40 years. He reigned 7 years in Hebron, and 33 years reigned he in Jerusalem. He died in a good old age, full of days, riches, and honor. And Solomon, his son, reigned in his place. Now the acts of David the king, first and last, behold, they are written in the history of Samuel the seer, and in the history of Nathan the prophet, and in the history of Gad the seer, with all his reign and his might, and the times that went over him, and over Israel, and over all the kingdoms of the countries.